by clicking on this video to talk about this wig, baby. I am so sorry because I'm in my podcast bag today. I don't know. I just feel like there's a million tutorials on YouTube about how to do a V-part wig. So I guess it just feels redundant. So I'm living out my dreams of having a podcast all while installing this beautiful V-part wig that UNice was so kind to send me, and giving y'all something productive to listen to and something productive for me to talk about, because this is something that I need to talk about. So I don't know if y'all know, but I have a spam, right? And on my spam, it's called Jaelah. We like really a family, like them really my girls. You know, I'm really so comfortable on there. We be up at all times of the night. I mean, 4 o'clock in the morning. We talk about everything. Like, we be on FaceTime. And lately I've been opening up more about my life and like things that I've been through. And someone made a suggestion, you know, like to talk about the things that I've learned along the way. And I love the idea, you know, I loved it because I get on there and I vent and I talk, and, you know, people are just like, oh my gosh, Jaelah, like, I didn't know, and wow, you know, and like, it's just a really like healing energy. I don't know, like on the spam, on the live, I don't know, it's just a vibe. So when the girl gave me the suggestion, like things I learned along the way, I love the idea because this is something I've been trying to do like since like 5 spiritual awakenings ago, okay? But I cannot deny and say that this is something that I've struggled with, like vulnerability, like especially on YouTube. I've struggled with that for a while now. When I first started YouTube, I was so carefree. Like, I just posted when I don't even remember what my life was like before I started my spiritual journey. But it wasn't of much substance, I guess you could say. I was just kind of like living. And the more I shared, the more connected me and my viewers got, the more comfortable I got. But back in 2020, I went through a public breakup, and it just got messy. I felt so like exposed to the world. Like, I really wanted to go through that in private, and I couldn't because it was just so public. And I tried my best to keep everything together because there was just so much shit going on the back end that, like, if I expose this and if I let this out, like, I expose myself, and like, I was just not in a position to handle that, like, scrutiny, like, to handle that judgment. So, you know, I struggled, tried my best to keep everything together. That led to overthinking, overcalculating, like second guess everything that I said and that I posted. And that's what happens when you try too hard to control the narrative and control the situation. But in that space where I had to protect my energy, my baby, my feelings, my brand, Lord, I sound like Jaelah. In that energy, like, I get it. You have to protect what you work so hard for. So, yeah, I was just really, really trying to have a good grasp on the situation. And I guess, you know, everything that I was going through in public and in private led me to put up this huge wall that I've been trying to take down since it happened. Because instead of oversharing, there was no way I was going to overshare or share too much or anything was going to be used against me if just ain't nobody know shit at all. And so that's what I went with. I was just like, don't nobody know shit about me. Just leave it, you know? But that led me to like trying to find other avenues, because I wanted to express myself, but I just didn't feel safe to. So I made a spam page, you know? That was somewhere I was less like accessible to people. Like, I felt safe there, like it was on my own little family. Like, mind you, I'm still working through some very personal things in my life. Lots of moving parts, you know? Then I decided to come out with Rareform. Rareform was a platform that I created in an attempt to finally open up, but it didn't work because I was still actively healing. I was operating from a place of hurt. And you could just see, like, in the way that everything just reflected in my life that, like, it really wasn't, my guides really tried to stop me. Like, bruh, the day I launched it, the domain wasn't working, like the website wasn't working, like nothing. I would get like pages, like I would write like ideas and stuff down, and then the pages would be blank. You know, like I refilmed the videos all at the last minute. It was just so many signs that I shouldn't do it, and I was just being hard-headed. My guys was like, all right, go ahead. So by that time, I had like yanked everything back. Like I'm just like, yep, nope, no access to nothing. Don't nobody know nothing about me. I had stopped talking about my life. You know, I stopped sharing my baby. But Red Form was really just like a Band-Aid. Like it was more like a safety net. Like it was just another way for me to like psych myself out or, you know, do it, but like not do it all the way. Really just not jumping off the porch, you know? So, yeah. For some reason, I mean, I'm not even gonna say for some reason because I know what the reason was. I had an aversion of being on YouTube, like being vulnerable on YouTube. And I wasn't ready. It wasn't time. But lately, I've been feeling and I've been acting different, okay? So on the spam, when I go on live, I don't know if y'all noticed that I only go live on my spam because I also have an aversion to going live on Majette for some reason. I don't know. We'll figure that out on the next episode. Anyway. I started sharing small details, you know, just little here and there, you know, just little small things. And it eventually, you know, before when I used to do that, I would get off and I would feel like I overshared. Like, bitch, why did you say so much? You know, or like I would be nervous about like what people would do. Like, okay, so for instance, right, I'm gonna give you an example, right? So I was on live one day and I had shared that my son's biological father hadn't called him since like 9/18 or something like that, right? There wasn't a lot of us up there, right? And then they were like, oh my God, that's crazy. What the fuck? I'm finna go spam his comments with 9/18 because that's fucked up. And I'm just like, bro, relax. You know, there is no justice in me saying this. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm just, y'all are asking, I can tell y'all, I can speak about this in a place because life be life and the shit is just real life. But I had such a hard time with like letting that go. Like just when you let the internet have things, it can be explosive or like it can just have like just different effects. And I was so used to just going down every last single scenario of what could happen if I did what, because that was me thinking that I was being like thorough about it. Like I thought that through, you know, but I would just talk myself out of shit. I would just talk myself out of it. And I wouldn't do nothing, you know? So it kind of like paralyzed me. Well, after I shared her detail, you know, and I was just like, y'all don't even give it no energy. Like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I don't want anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is good the way it is. Like, yeah, it's an interesting fucked up situation, but like, we're good. Like, don't even bother. Because that's what he wants. Like, don't even bother, you know? And they were like, okay, yeah, I understand. I get it, you know? And so once I got past like that, y'all, I started sharing whole ass story times, okay? Like, I mean, just telling everything, saying everything, just not shy at all. And I noticed that, like, I have a lot less anxiety about, like, sharing my experiences, which is a huge step for me. But also a very clear sign that I had finally, like, freed myself from these shackles, like, wow, you know, it's one thing to be like, oh, I don't give a fuck, but it's one thing to feel it, you know what I'm saying? You could say it, but like when you feel it and you just be like, I really don't care. Like, it's just a different type of feeling. And it was just really like liberating for me, like to feel that way. Like, wow, like I don't have to do this. You know, I don't have to be bound by feeling like I have to protect someone or feeling like I have something to like uphold or like a image or whatever. Like, bro, this is my fucking life. Okay, let's be for real. This is my life, right? There's some things that I control and there's some things I can't control. Like, I can't control, you know, shit being very obvious. So when it's obvious, let's, talk about it, you know? So Anyway, yeah, I freed myself from them shackles, and I could finally talk about the things that I used to be so timid about. Like, I would just dance around and like beat around a bush, you know, because I would feel guilty for talking about them, or like I felt like I couldn't talk about it from like a productive space. Like, I was I can be shady anyway, because that's just, you know what I'm saying, that's just how I could be. So I'm gonna throw some shade, I'm gonna throw a jab in there anyway, because that's just me. I was gonna do that anyway. But like, not from like a bashful place, you know what I mean? Like, I have literal like love for everybody. Like, I don't wish no bad on nobody. Like, I'm not trying to drag nobody, I'm not trying to expose nobody, like, I'm not trying to spill no tea, even though I am. But I'm just trying to be the big sister that I wish I had, or the homegirl that I wish that I had when I was like going through this shit. And just be real, like for real. Like, it's just so much to shed light on, like real life stuff. And sometimes, you know, on social media, I feel like we got a good amount of cutesy shit. Okay. Oh my God, send me the link to that cup. Like, we got a good amount of that. You know what I mean? We are high on aesthetics, baby. We are high on the Amazon stores. Like, girl, we got all of that covered, okay? We know what perfumes and scents, and we know which wigs we wearing out, baby girl. But I just don't feel like we have enough of like the real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the real stuff. Like, I just feel like it's such a waste to my platform, you know, to not share or shed light on the things that I know could help somebody else. But like, honestly, okay, so like lately I really haven't been like identifying with like being like an influencer, you know, like I'm not an influencer in the sense of traditional influencing. Yeah, I'm an influencer, but I feel like I just am not really attached to like a lot of material stuff. I live in my own world, so I don't have nobody to reference. You know, and I probably should, you know what I'm saying, maybe venture out, but I'm just not interested in the 3D world or what anybody else is doing or anything. I'm just really interested in what I'm doing. Because I got enough shit on my plate already. But I just feel like everybody in the world don't be going through as much shit as I go through. Like, I just feel like I'm experiencing life differently or something, like, or maybe I'm just in like a really intense stage of healing. But like, either way, every time I turn around, I'm having another spiritual awakening. I done heard something I can't unhear. They done opened my eyes to something now I can't unsee. And now I just feel different. I wake up and I'm just different. I don't have no fucking choice. And I'm just experiencing life instead of living it. You know? It's like, I just learned to roll with it because it shows me that I'm always growing and I'm always involved. And I'm like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Can that bitch go get a drink or something? Please. So anyway, I've been doing me lately, like just doing me lately, and it feels really good. I've been exploring new parts of myself, and doing anything and everything that I want to do. Okay? Anything and everything that I want to do. I've been, like, when I was younger, I used to play Sims. Like, there's a gamer girl somewhere inside of me. Like, I would love to stream. I'm a great fucking mom, okay? I got a neurodivergent kid. I'm neurodivergent. Like, we can talk about that. We could talk about the autism. We could talk about the ADHDs. You know, we could talk about raising kids. We could talk about, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about baby daddies, stepdaddies, your daddy. We could talk about I'm the mama, your best friend. We could talk about everything, okay? We could talk about any and everything, past, present, future, anything. It really doesn't matter to me, but there's just so much that we can talk about. Or like how I'm 27 and I'm just learning how to date. That's real interesting, okay? Or being a military wife at 19. That's very interesting. All right. There are just like, sometimes you just sit back in life, you're like, how the hell I get here? You know, it's time for us to talk about that. It's time for us to sit back and be like, how the hell did we get here? So the girl that's listening, maybe she could take a detour, you know, so she can avoid some of the bullshit that's ahead of that one path. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's time for that. Like, I also made another OnlyFans. Okay, love Jaelah, coming soon. Only stopped it because I had a breakup, and that's literally like the only reason why I stopped it. Like, I was just getting started. Like, who knows, if I would have still kept going, who knows what that would have looked like today. You know what I'm saying? But I stopped it. But like, that wasn't exclusive to that relationship. That was a me thing. That was a me thing. And like, I just feel like I'm owning everything that I used to feel like was off limits. Like, this is like, what? This is my testimony. This is my story. Like, I'm just having shit my way, you know? So there's just so much for us to talk about, y'all. So many different versions and eras and experiences and situations just to be real about. Like, for real. So here I am, finally ready to like face this vulnerability and finally overcome this goddamn PTSD that I had with this platform. Because like, girl, it shit happened 2 years ago. Like, girl, come on. Like, is you gonna tell us what happened or not? Like, for real. But yeah, there's not anything in my life that I regret or I would change. But there is definitely a long list of things I wish I would have known. So yeah, I am doing what I always wanted to do, you know. I like doing stuff like this. I'd rather talk about this stuff than talk about anything else, to be honest with you. I think I can just convey these messages in a way that doesn't make people feel bad about like the choices that they made in life or, you know, where they are in life and things like that, because everything that you've been through, you know, made you who you are today, and where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. So, yeah, this is what I'm doing. If there's anything that you want to know my perspective on, or my mindset on, or anything, just go ahead and drop them down, because there's so much, I don't even know where we should start at, y'all. Where should we start? I don't even care where we start. I'm just finally happy to be here, because this is a long overdue. Okay? Long overdue. So, yeah. Let me know what y'all want to start on. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.